Taurus now. Who feels the energy?
There's about to be a massive energy shift, with the North Node and South Node shifting into their next position later today. The North Node and South Node, often referred to as the nodes of fate, are transitioning from North Node in Gemini to North Node in Taurus, and South Node in Sagittarius to South Node in Scorpio. The North Node represents the future, the South Node represents the past. We are about to transition from a very communication-driven energy to a very action-oriented energy. It's time to take all the information we've received and all the things we've learned in the last 18 months and apply them towards the future. The Taurus-Scorpio axis is often referred to as the axis of abundance. Taurus and Scorpio are both fixed signs and they are very good at making money. Obviously, they go about it in very different ways. They are opposite signs after all. But all you really need to know, less talking, more doing. But don't let issues from your past derail you from your future.
It's not the best lighting. I should be this way, but this is a good table for this to be on. Welcome to Get a Life Astrology. I am TMZ, teaching everyone abundantly, empowering many is the key, enlightening every day. And this is the episode that I've been procrastinating about, definitely. Let me tuck my little cornrow in there. Okay, better. I've been procrastinating, but that's what fixed signs tend to do. We work really hard to the point that we are overworked. But that is because we have a lot to handle in life. After you've gotten all the information in life, you put action to it. And actually, in the nodes, it's in reverse. What does that mean? The nodes are in retrograde. The nodes just switched, I want to say 3 hours ago. It is currently 5:00 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. The nodes just switched on today, January the 18th, 2022. Sorry, I'm using Zane's iPad really quick while she does bookwork. Yes, we got up late today, went out, did some shopping, because it's money and make money time. It's get money time and make money time. And spend money wisely time. That is what Scorpio and Taurus are all about. They're opposition signs. If you are a Scorpio sign or a Taurus sign, you will feel the effects of this most. Mostly the fixed signs, along with Aquarius and Leo, will feel it too. Scorpio and Taurus are fixed signs, and we just came out of the mutable signs, which are the signs that change. I'm trying to find an email by Astro Butterfly that I get every time there's a significant transit. And because I want to be brief with this, but I want to be very detailed, I'm going to read from her. It's pretty lengthy, so I'll try to sum it up, but I'm going to read from her email, her notes, so I can map this out on how I want to talk about what's going on right now. I'm super excited because the energies changed. We have had the craziest of energies in the last 18 months with the Gemini and Sagittarius node. So the nodes of the moon will stay in Taurus and Scorpio from today until July 2023, 18 months. This is one of the most important transits of the year, basically, because we have switched from the way we think and the information we get, how we travel, our beliefs, laws even, to our resources, but we value our relationships and intimacy. And Lord knows, I just made a group today, y'all, called Ladies and Unjabberwockies Looking for Love for the Unvaxxed, because it is tainted tail out here. And since last July, since last Jupiter in Pisces, which is dreamy state, a lot of our dreams can come true. And we're in Jupiter and Pisces again, but it was the preview. That was the last time I was really having financial fun and traveling and in a good way. And also the last time I was intimate. All right, so the best things in life are free. The second best things are expensive. So let's go with that quote by Coco Chanel. I'm going to show my throb TikTok here too, because Janet is a Taurus. And I just made that because when the node switched, I just got super excited. And I just heard the house music of Thrive. Let me play that right now. According to my, I'm thinking I'm gonna have to go back to my pictures. Matter of fact. Yes, I was right. You know, we're gonna go over a few dates of when this axis has been going on with Taurus in the North Node and Scorpio in the South, like it is today, for the next 18 months, and when Taurus was in the South Node and Scorpio was in the North Node. And what made me think of, like, I think when Thrive came out, I'll research that really too, but in between February 2nd of 1994 and July 31st of 1995, that was pretty much my 11th and 12th grade senior year. I would say between 94 and 96, which would have been when Libra was in the North Node again, around my 18th birthday. I was born with Libra in the North Node, meaning that my path, my destiny is to build on relationships and handle relationships better, because I come from an aggressive background with Aries in the South Node. But yes, after this Taurus and Scorpio North Node, it will happen. So this was what I was looking at. Taurus being the South Node and Scorpio being the North Node. People are learning to embrace what they could be. And I was in artistic school. Then I switched over because I wanted the freedom of just being able to work after school. Because again, I'm a Scorpio. We want our money, or other people's money. And it says they have spent lifetimes steeped in the material world as hardworking, practical people. This lifetime indulgence in Hinduism can be their downfall. So I would say I was definitely extra wild in between 16 and 18, 19. And then again, the last time the nodes were in Sagittarius and Gemini and Scorpio and Taurus, which was, give me 1 second, y'all. The last time the South the Sagittarius was in the South Node and Gemini was in the North Node, other than yesterday, all the way back to May the 6th, 2020, was October 14th, 2001, and April 14th, 2003. Now, I will say, I just had Milan. So, I'm sorry. I was supposed to be looking for the North Node in the North Node in Scorpio into, and I'm looking at the last time we had Gemini and Sagittarius in the South Node and North Node. Gemini and the North Node with Sagittarius and the South Node. Let's just go over that since we're there on the screen. Gemini and the North Node, which is what just happened, like I said, May 6th, 2020 to January the 18th, which would be today. This one is one day off, so January 17th, 2022. Sagittarius now South Node people have seen the world and have diverse friends and lovers in every port and every past life. Now they must learn to stay in one place. So when the nodes were in Capricorn and Cancer, I came back from living in California for a while. I'm gonna tie that in as well too. But every time I traveled, except when Jupiter was in Pisces for the preview at the middle in the summer of spring and summer of 2021 last year, I did not have good travels. I did not have good travels when I went to South Carolina in November. Atlanta was off the chain. The people that I dealt with in Atlanta, except my girl Imani, love you Imani, but the people I was working with, helping me out, so-called, were a mess. It was diverse friends and a few lovers who were not fitting for me, even family. But nonetheless, let's get back to Taurus in the South Node. Taurus in the North Node. That's what we're looking for. Must have not did that one. I had to find it. Okay, so the last time it was April 15th, 2003 to December 6th, 2004. I know that I was working hard in, it's funny how I screenshot this at 11:11. Look, y'all, at the top. Yesterday was Q Day too, for those of my truthers. So what I'm saying is, before the node switched today, the last time they were in Scorpio South Node and Taurus North Node was April 15, 2003, which I was at my third DC public school, which was Fairby Hope in Condon Terrace Southeast, which is like the roughest area in DC, to December 26, 2004. I only still had one child yet left still, and I had my stepdaughter, so I still had two kids actually. Let's read and I'll see if I can figure out what was going on. See if you can figure out what was going on in between spring of 2003 to the end of 2004. The Taurus Node and the Taurus North Node and the Scorpio South Node people, so this is based on like if you were born around these times too, have arrived here to work. In past lives, they were powerful and privileged people who often were born into wealth. Again, this is not my node, but this is what's going on at these times. They may have been advisors to royalty or political leaders, working masterfully behind the scenes. Now it's their time to step into position of public power, rolling up their sleeves and learning to be providers, earners, and doers. So, again, we just stepped out of the thinker's mode, thinking energy, thinking we know everything, thinking we have the right answers, thinking you're right and I'm wrong, thinking you're wrong and I'm right, thinking this is a good move, like as far as traveling, thinking that our beliefs are correct when we haven't really adjusted them. And now it's time to do something about all the information we just got, because they go in retrograde. When you are going through the zodiac signs, Aries is the baby. Okay, Aries is the start of the whole zodiac sign, the start of the spring equinox, the start of leadership and all those kind of things. So then Taurus is like the toddler. So Taurus keeps it going, keeps the baby going, so it can grow into a child, which is Gemini, which is the learner, the one who sits in school and learns the first school time, you know, or even if you're homeschooling like me and you start at home, which would be great. This is your first learning time. You get your first way to learn, and then Cancer is the older child that is learning how to nurture self first. This energy is also taking in self care more. And let's go back to the email. The best things in life are free. Okay, love, friendship, sunshine, nature. What's something that I can say that I really am starting to enjoy because of free conversation? I really appreciate good conversation, and it's free, and it's something that I really want, and it's the best thing in life. We should all be grateful for what we have. That's what these energies are telling us now. We want stuff, especially money, especially material things, especially finances. But is it the best for us? We should all be grateful for what we have, but for what is abundantly everywhere, right? So if there's not enough food, you have to make enough food so it's the best for you. It's just not as simple as I'm saying it, of course. So while the best things in life are free, indeed, they require hard work and conscious awareness to be appreciated. So again, if we know we were right about something, we have to take the action on it and be conscious about it so that we can appreciate it and others will appreciate it as well. I always say, let me stop talking and let me stop telling y'all what y'all can do and show you what you can do. So even tomorrow, I'm going back to a friend's house to show her how to kind of organize a homeschooling situation with her toddler and her young son. He's 10, about to be. Shout out to Aquarius season. That's happening tomorrow as well. Yep. Or Thursday. All right, Thursday, the 19th. So the Taurus's role is to remind us of what is good for us or what gives us pleasure. And the Scorpio role is to remind us what can go wrong. Taurus is the rose, Scorpio is the thorns. Taurus is the flower, the stem and the leaves. Scorpio is the roots. Taurus is the surface, and Scorpio is what's beneath the surface. This is why when I say when this node switched, all the secrets are going to come out, because Scorpio represents what's hidden. What is the depth? Scorpio is a water sign. What is deep under the surface, the ground? And for those of us, again, in Truther's world, we know that there's some situations going underground. There's some children underground. There's some child trafficking going underground, human trafficking. There's a whole world of maybe possible alien life underground. Taurus is what's above the surface. It's what we want to see, how we want to feel, how we want to, just all the things we want. Our five senses: touch, taste, smell, see, hear. We want to hear good music. We want to hear the 440 hertz. We want to hear everything at 432, I believe. We want to taste good foods. We don't want to taste the nasty foods, or the foods that are not good for us. We want to see the positive, warm, uplifting movies, not the ones that make us realize we've been living in the Matrix. All the five senses. I didn't go over all of them, but you all get what I'm saying. And knowing what can go wrong in relationships and friendships, because Scorpio represents a relationship sign, intimacy, just like Libra represents a relationship sign, but it's like more balancing the relationship, where Scorpio is more getting deep into the relationship intimately. That's when Libra is when you get to know the person and you build a bond and you start, saying that this can work, and then Scorpio is taking it even further. Very intimate, very deep, very personal. Taurus is the stuff you want for yourself, because it's in the individual signs. Everything between Aries to Virgo is about your individual self. Everything from Libra to Pisces is about the collective. Okay, so knowing what can go wrong in relationships can end too much sunshine, can give us cancer, nature can be merciless. This is all the things she's saying. So basically, knowing that we have things to work on is with the South Node. It's our karma, it's our past life. We've already done the secrets and stuff, and now until we address them, they're going to keep coming up to the surface, which is Taurus. And we're not going to get what we want until we address the South Node. The North Node is our destiny, the way we want to go towards. The South Node is what we want to go away from. So knowing what we want is a true definition of the best things in life. Let's do a little bit of Taurus versus Scorpio as far as characteristics and why they are opposition signs. Again, just briefly, the opposition signs are Aries and Libra, Taurus and Scorpio. What comes after Taurus? Gemini and Sagittarius. I'm going in clockwise order. Cancer and Capricorn, and then Leo and Aquarius, and Pisces and Virgo. So those are 6 times 2, which is all the 12 zodiac signs. 12 zodiac signs. All right. Also today, just really briefly, Uranus went into direct motion as well. So while the nodes switched to Taurus and Scorpio, eventually in these 18 months, because I don't think Uranus comes out of Taurus until 2024, 25, and we will be out of this Taurus and Scorpio axis with the nodes by next summer, 2023, the summer after this one. So when Taurus and Scorpio are in balance, meaning when they are doing a good opposition, okay, we appreciate what we have because we understand how we've worked hard, how delicate we've been, how unpredictable life can be, and we don't take anything for granted. We relax and surrender to life's intrinsic beauty and grace. So I would say, for example, what that is, we see that there's going to be tough times, but we have that breakdown so we can break through. Scorpio is that breakdown, that transformation, that rebirth, so that we can get the joys of life, the best things in life, with the breakthrough going towards the Taurus North Node. Okay, when Taurus and Scorpio are out of balance, when their opposition is a difficult situation, we don't appreciate what we have because we're afraid of what can go wrong. Okay, Scorpio represents fear. Again, Taurus represents what we want, so we don't have what we want because we're fearful. So these signs have similar characteristics as well as characteristics that are opposite, and they don't attract technically. If we don't relax and surrender, so Scorpio and Taurus being fixed signs and controlling signs, and Scorpio is very demanding while Taurus is very controlling and stubborn. These are the lower energies, and we always want to go towards the higher energies. North Node is the higher energies. South Node is the lower energies of whatever sign they're in. So that's why you want to move away from the lower energies of the South Node. You want to go to the higher energies of the North Node. You want to move away from the demanding, vindictive, all the lower energies of Scorpio, and you want to, and sex crazed, evil of the South Node in Scorpio, that it's going to come up, okay? And you want to move towards the knowing what you want, best things in life are free, resources, relationships, security, those kind of things that you get with the higher energies in Taurus. So Scorpio is also because we're afraid of losing what is ours. Those are also the out of balance of the nodes being this way. Healthy Taurus energies, again, enjoys life, appreciates whatever comes its way, and feeling worthy of receiving it. You cannot sit up here and talk negatively and expect positive to happen. You cannot say, oh, this is the way it's going to be, and then be mad that it happens. Okay? but you can, with healthy Scorpio energy and Taurus energy, you can know when it's needed, know when you need to apply healthy precautions, know when you need to say, oh, this, in the words of my 9-year-old, this is sus. Know when something is suspicious, okay? And when it needs to be, when Scorpios like to keep things in the dark, secrets again, know when it's okay to share these things. And yes, it's time to get these secrets out. We have got enough information with the Gemini and Sagittarius nodes in order to know that, okay, what are we going to do about it? All right, we don't really need to go over the unhealthy Scorpio nodes. We already said all that. We're going to talk positively. All right, the North Node and the South Node itself. Lunar nodes, and I should have started with this. Lunar nodes are the only astrological bodies that move backwards. So they are the only ones that keep going retrograde. You know how I just talked about Uranus moving into a direct motion. So with Uranus going direct, and we have two other planets that are retrograde right now, Venus and Mercury. Venus is also ruled by, Taurus rules, I had it right the first time. Venus rules Taurus. So Venus is ruling the North Node right now, since it is in Taurus. Venus being in retrograde, even though it's a retrograde in Capricorn, another earth sign, Venus is still going to give us her energies. So because she's in retrograde, I know I'm switching to a whole nother topic right now, and I'll put this in the title of this clip. Venus being in retrograde right now will help us with revamping our values, okay? Because the nodes are always in retrograde. The nodes are the energies in Taurus and Scorpio right now. And so we are reevaluating the things we value. For instance, I feel like having a relationship with my kids is more important than having a job. I'm learning how to work from home and see what values I have that I can produce in a different kind of way to make money, or to maybe barter, like how I'm doing to make sure my children have shelter, which is important in Taurus energies, is security and shelter. Taurus being an earth sign, they want something physical to make sure that they're secure. So housing is important with Tauruses. So I'm definitely going to get to that. But I found a way how to make money. I found a way how to help others in order to get shelter. I'm not going to go too deep into that, but that is definitely something that you are have always valued. Let's make it easy, like materialistic things. Something you've always valued, like maybe having a sports car or a fancy car, a shiny car, or a fast car. And now you just want a car that is efficient, maybe electric cars, like that's what I want. So that I don't have to keep paying for gas to travel wherever I want to go, because I like to travel. Okay. And the Sagittarius South Node did not let me travel the best way, even though I'm very thankful for the van that I have, and it works and it does well on the road. It costs a lot to fill up. So I'm looking towards having an electric car soon. All right. Hope that was good. Uranus also represents individuality and uniqueness. So my oldest daughter, Milan, who is a Taurus, called this the spicy wig, the ginger wig. All right. So this is like halfway done, but this is very important information. Hopefully I'm not boring you. Even if I am, you should take notes, because this is something you can rely on and refer to for the next 18 months. The North Node and the South Node. What are the lunar nodes? Lunar nodes are the only astrological bodies, like we said, that move backwards. Because of their backward movement, the lunar nodes are associated with our past lives, with karma being the South Node and destiny being the North Node. The South Node is also called the descending node. The North Node is the ascending node. The descending node connects to past lives and karma. So another thing we can relearn during this time in the age of Aquarius is that we have been taught that we're going to heaven. Let's just cut to the chase. We are technically going into another life. As soon as we die, our body goes to the ground. Our spirit goes to the next body or the next entity, the next life. Okay? The North Node, the ascending node, is connected to our future karma. So whatever we have not learned in the past or the present will go towards our future South Node. Okay, so like my past South Node, again, is in Aries. So I've been an aggressive, B-I-T-C-H. I could have been a leader, but it was not a good leader. Could have been an evil leader. Could have been an impulsive leader. That's because I have Aries in the South Node. Now I'm here to learn how to fix my relationships, be more fair. And that is definitely what's going on right now. Especially with most Libra risings. I'm a Libra rising too. Especially with most Libra people, who have Libra North nodes. We are learning to fix our relationships from our past evilness in our past lives. And even though most of us come here, some of us know though, but most of us come here in this lifetime that we're living in now together, not remembering our past lives. Which is why the old saying is, or one of the sayings from ancestors supposedly is, that when you were a baby, or talk to your babies to see if they remember anything from their past life, because they just left it. Also, Taurus represents the throat, and I'm going to get to this probably in this too. So let me just say, Taurus represents the throat, and Scorpio represents the genitals. Scorpio and Taurus both are controlling, so you control what you say so that you get the results that you want, Taurus. And you control what's held in the genitals, which is birthing another person, relationships, birthing another person intimately, women and men, because men create the seeds and women birth them, right? So birthing the seed from the genitals is controlling it while it's in you and then releasing it. Scorpio energy. You can control some things and then you need to release them. We have been controlling some things with stuff in Scorpio South Node now, and we need to release them by the time 18 months is up. Remember that. All right. The South Node represents unresolved karma that we need to sort out in this lifetime. So again, I am trying to not be an evil know-it-all bitch like I have been in my past life, according to my Aries South Node. If you have Scorpio South Node, and again, the Scorpio South Node is anybody born between 2003 and 2004, 80s babies, between fall of 80, September 12th, 1984 to April 6, 1986. Any of my baby boomers born in February 20th, 1966, August 19, 1967, you can see the dates there. So if you have, or if you're having a child in the next 18 months, they will have a South Node in Scorpio. So you are trying to now sort out this before you take it with you to your next lifetime. And yes, despite what you've heard, you're going to have another lifetime. According to fake news, cats only have 9 lives. We have probably more. Okay. The South Node is the familiar comfort zone. So that's why that's why I definitely have been a bitch most of my life, aggressively. What we instinctively know from previous lifetimes or through our genetic memory feels safe and natural. It's our comfort zone, but there's a reason why your South Node mission has not been fulfilled. We cannot solve our problems with the same thinking when we used when we created them. Let me say that again correctly. We cannot solve our problems with the same thinking we used when we created those problems. We cannot solve any problems with the same mindsets that were used to create those problems. For example, I cannot solve a bad marriage still angry about that marriage. It's not going to happen. Scorpios learn to rebirth, learn to transform. So when I was married, I realized that we were not good for each other, and I let it go early. I did not sit there and try to control the marriage any longer. It was not good for me. It was not good for him. That's the relationship, right? Scorpio. It was not good for our children. Whether we want to keep the family together or not, what we had to learn, which is the new karma, is how to deal now that we have released control. Think about that. We won't be able to complete your karmic lesson unless we look in the exact opposite direction, the direction of the North Node. The North Node is what we need to embrace and learn how to master. The North Node is what we need to embrace and learn how to master. So we definitely are learning how to value things differently, knowing what we really want, and are they too expensive? Because even if they're too expensive, that means we really probably don't want them, or we don't need them. You might need them for the time being, but not later on in life. It never, if you really think about it, that gold block that you were so adamant about stealing now has you being a thief. Everybody's on to you, and your karma's up. Does that mean we should dismiss the South Node and completely focus on the North Node? Not at all. You have to learn your lessons. Your South Node is a gift, something that is waiting to be birthed and brought to your completion. But to do that, to get to your South Node, we need new directions. So you need a new way. Like I said, you need a new way to solve this problem. You can't keep going with the same mindset. Oh, the pencil's red. No, it's blue. Okay, if it's blue, talk me through it being blue. Not, no, I said it's red. No, I said it's blue. Simple. I'm keeping it simple, y'all. Okay? We need new directions with the North Node as our compass. So this is why we have every what is it? It seems like it's the last time it was in 2003, so that's, like every 18 years. These nodes go back to the same. They go to the opposites. Like the last time the Taurus was in the South Node was 9 months ago. 9 years ago. So that's half of the year, half of the nodal year. For it being going around in those same signs. Excuse me. All right. That's all I'm gonna say about. Okay, let's review a little bit about the Gemini and Sagittarius axis that we just left. So that is the Gemini represents the lower mind, the individual mind, the third eye, closer thinking, closer feeling. Gemini also represents the lungs and the arms. So you say it with your hands, you say it with your chest, you hug and think, you do all this up here, but Sagittarius represents the legs, so it's like where you go. Okay, so and Sagittarius represents the higher mind, so that's like higher learning, religion, spirituality. It's also where you go, like I said, on a global base. Gemini is where you go on a local base, more closer. You stay closer in your communities with the Gemini energies, and Sagittarius takes you globally. So with that in mind, it also represents law. Needless to say, these themes have been in the center of our collective attention the last year and a half, and it just stopped today. Also with the Gemini and Sagittarius, if you notice, we were having situations with the airlines because we can't go global. Car accidents everywhere. I definitely saw a car accident on the way back to coming up here from traveling down south. I traveled down south and had the worst relationships with people that I thought were really friendly. Gemini can represent two-faced as well too, but that's the lower Geminis. The lower Sagittarius is not being able to travel, is not being able to work with your colleges. That's the higher learning, or even your schools. Gemini is a way to find out information in a different way. And with the Gemini, matter of fact, let me just read those really quick. We already read the South Node and Gemini North Node, but let's read the reverse. So that's how we'll know with the Gemini South Node and the Sagittarius North Node, we'll see how the lower energies of Gemini, such as it doesn't have it here. It has the North Node of Sagittarius. So the North Node of Sagittarius, you may be more comfortable in close communities where you're well known. So it's switching it around. So whereas Sagittarius normally go out to seek what's new and more adventurous, with it in the North Node, you may stay more close so that you're well known. Traveling, a Sagittarius ruled pursuit, can make you nervous, especially when you're younger. Yet when you embrace the world, the wider world, you go through a massive spiritual growth. So it was not working with the South. It was not working as far as getting that spiritual growth, trying to go out and get it. You had to be more close in, which is Gemini. You have to be more close in to get the best effects. And as soon as I came home, I got what I needed. I got a position, a job, because I thought I went down south for a job and it never happened. It never started. I tried to get other jobs. It was just not happening. And the Gemini North Node is my destiny saying, okay, leave these jobs alone in other places, come back home and get a job, or even think about other ways of getting a job. And now we're in the Taurus and Scorpio hard-working energy, whereas it's going to come. Now that you've realized what you need to do and you've gotten yourself a position, you've gotten grounded with the Taurus North Node energy, the Scorpio South Node energy is going to push you away from fearing it and bring you into receiving it and knowing that it's yours. So all in all, these Taurus and Scorpio North Node and South Node themes are going to be as follows. What's mine versus what's ours, okay? North Node and Taurus will invite us to focus on what is ours, our own material, emotional, mental, and spiritual resources. Sometimes, especially in relationships, we give up our wants and needs and prioritize the relationship. We take a leap of trust and pull resources together with others without knowing if they will take good care of what we worked hard to acquire. Going back to relationships and marriages. If you don't take care of self, if you don't put your mask on first and then the person next to you on the airplane next, you're not going to be okay to be able to take care of them. If you don't take care of yourself in relationships, your relationship will more than likely not be a good one. Sometimes, especially in relationships, we give up our wants and needs. I already said that. Or we take what's ours for granted by neglecting not only our own needs, but also our partner's needs. Kind of what I just said. When there is an imbalance between what's mine and what's ours, resentment and contempt can arise. This is why I already have a divorce. This is why I'm kind of single still, because I'm caring more about my children and they're good. You know, I need to get more care for myself. So today I went and bought myself some new undergarments and socks because I have been literally walking around in the cold with no socks on. And we're in the middle of the dead of the winter, right? And now I feel better because I'm taking care of myself. With the North Node and Taurus, put your mask, that I just said this and it's quoting it now, put your oxygen mask on first before helping others is the great line to follow. Only from a position on enoughness we can then build something beautiful with others. Self-worth is Taurus, intimacy is Scorpio. The North Node, and then we just had the self-help, self-care, self-nurture, full moon in Cancer last night. You see how this is all tying in? And this is why I want no one to worry, because as soon as you really take care of self, I was talking to a friend today that unfortunately got the jab for his children and he went and got it first, which makes sense because you want to take care of yourself first. You think you're taking care of yourself first before you take care of others. I'm talking to him and going to be more talks with him so that he can figure out how to plan just in case they get some reactions from the jab. Long story short, he did what most people are doing. but we need to learn new ways. Remember, we can't go into those problems of the past with the same mindset. So if the jab is a problem in your past, you have to move forward to finding out new ways to take care of your health instead of relying on the past ways. Doctors, governments, hospitals. There are healers out here. There's resources out here. There's even some news that it's not so fake that we got in school. An apple a day keeps the doctor away. Exercise 15 minutes a day just by walking or moving your body, dancing, hula hooping something. There's other ways. There's always other way. There's not one answer to anything. Let me move on. The North Node in Taurus will ask us to develop our own self-worth. If your relationships have been unbalanced or dominated by power struggles, this is the time to cut off ties and develop a healthy sense of self-worth. When you put yourself first and you know your worth, you will automatically attract relationships that are good for you. And you will find a genuine sense of intimacy. I put myself first and my kids at the same time. We are all taking care of our health in new ways. And I'm now figuring out a new way to get into a new relationship, which was creating that Facebook group. Find me on Facebook. My new page, because I'm in Facebook jail with my old one, is FUHO. Spelled EFFU. That's the first name, last name HEAUX. If you are unjabbed, we will put you in the unjabbed group so you can meet and greet. That's my shameless plug. All right. Let me wrap this up. Autonomy versus surrender. Taurus is autonomy. Scorpio is surrender. The North Node in Taurus will push us to become self-autonomous, even if it feels scary. If you've been depending on other people emotionally, financially, or in other ways, this is a time to become more self-reliant. Another thing about this, and I'm reading this now, according to Sigmund Freud, we humans are ruled by two opposing biological instincts, the life instinct and the death instinct. We have to die. What's that saying? And I think Bill Cosby said this. I ain't come into this world to do nothing but stay black and die, right? There's nothing else you really have to do. Literally. You are not free until you understand that. You literally came here to stay who you are and die. And become somebody new and do the same thing over and over. But in that life, you have to breathe, eat, and reproduce. Basically, you don't have to work. That's what they tell you have to do. Because they're not working and they're telling you you have to work. Make that make sense. Let me not go too deep right now. Let me stick to the topic. But these two instincts are equally strong and explain the two constants in the universe. So we constantly live, people constantly die. It's not about being unvaccinated, it's not about being unjabbed or jabbed. It's about the constants in life. You literally live and you die. That's what always goes on a daily basis. You cannot stop it. If life was stronger than death, we would never die. If death was stronger than life, we would never survive. The magic is found in the tension between the two, in the oppositions. Another thing I want to say about also the nodes being in Taurus and Scorpio, and I'm trying to find it here so I can make sure I say it correctly. It's in Chinese or Asian, I think it's Chinese. When you talk about the dragon, Taurus is the head and Scorpio is the tail. Taurus, let me find it really quick. Here we go. And I was talking about this earlier too. Birth is a good example. The fetus needs to spend time in the uterus to grow and develop, and Scorpio's role is to control the birthing process so it does not happen too soon. On the other hand, when the baby's ready to come out, Scorpio's role is to release what it used to control. Okay? Here we are, Taurus. The South Node is the tail of the dragon. So that's Scorpio with the release. And the North Node is the head of the dragon with its hungry, insatiable qualities very much resemble the Taurus bull. So it's like the head will take in whatever it wants, the dragon, releasing fire, eating up monsters or whatever. And then the tail is where the release comes from. You know, under what's under the tail of the dragon, the a-hole. All right, let me make sure that's all I wanted to talk about. Oh, the degrees. So I showed the clip at the beginning with the TikTok I made. The degrees, they start at 29 minutes, so because they're going in retrograde. Earlier today we were at the Gemini North Node and Sagittarius South Node were at 0 degrees and some minutes, right? It was like 2 minutes left when I looked at it, and then like hours later I looked at it and it was on Taurus. But 0 degrees and 29 degrees are what's called an analytical degree or something like that. They're intense. That means that they're like in their strongest positions. We're at the end of one with the 29th degree, and we're at the beginning of the other with the 0 degree. Since they're retrograding though, you reverse those. So now we're at the end of the Scorpio energy. So this is like most intense because it's like mastery level. When we're at the 0 degrees, it's like we're just starting this over. So which is why these energies just were so crazy the past weekend, because we were at the very tail end. I'm sorry, we were at the beginning of Gemini and Sagittarius energy. When we came in, and let me go through that really quick. When we came in back on May the 6th, which is my mother's birthday, 2020, she turned 74 in 2020. I mean, that was when we started with false flags. False flags, if you don't know, are what the fake news media shows us to try to get a story. The false flag of all false flags came on May the 6th, 2020, which was the George Floyd incident. If you really were thinking with your Gemini lower mind and third eye and all that kind of energy, right? If you really were confident about what you thought, you would have realized that nobody can have their knee on somebody's neck for 8 minutes and they can talk. Even if they're saying help, help, for 8 minutes. And then other camera shots and other angles had different video and different audio, and that's what a false flag is. And then after that, it was several ones. Brianna, all the celebrities that died, all the politicians getting COVID and announcing it. You know, it was a lot. Let me stop saying these trigger words. But nonetheless, that was the 29th degree of Gemini and Sagittarius. We can expect something in history to change this week in the 29th degree of Scorpio and Sagittarius. Groundbreaking because of Taurus energy. Big, deep secrets because of Scorpio energy. I was doing this. I wanted to do this later, but I wanted to get it out today because I feel like I'm going to have to come back in a few hours, days, minutes even, with something that had popped off because we're in the 29th degree of this new nodal energy. Okay? That's enough about that. Also, fixed signs are what continues. So cardinal signs start the season. So cardinal signs are Cancer, Capricorn, Libra, and Aries. So Cancer starts summer, Capricorn starts winter. We're in the winter right now. Libra starts fall, and Aries starts spring, and the real new year. But fixed signs continue that energy. They carried on. That's why fixed signs are the strong signs. Aquarius, Leo, Scorpio, and Taurus. So we are carrying, and then we're moving into Aquarius season, which is like, the dead of the winter. So we are carrying these energies for the next 18 months in sometimes procrastinating, but sometimes really dedicated to our work energy, which is the fixed signs. The mutable signs we just left with Gemini and Sagittarius. The other two mutable signs are Pisces and Virgo. which is ever changing. That's what mutable means. It's ever changing, right? Scorpios are used to transformation, but always it can be a little annoying to Scorpios. It can make us lash out. But as you can see, we have been through a lot of changes since the spring of 2020. A whole lot. Too many to even want to go back and think about, right? Y'all know, y'all were there. And that's about it. I'm going to end here. If you have any questions, please leave them in the comment box. Hit me up on Facebook, like I said, EFFUHEAUX. And join our Facebook group. I'm Base God Z on Instagram, BASEDGAWDZEE. Had to switch up all my names, y'all. You know how it goes out here. The censorship, it was crazy too, and with the past energy, but hopefully that's stopping now. It is, okay. And TikTok, I'm TMZ Infinity Sign. Something like that. Y'all find me. You'll see it in the little TikTok excerpt I put here. And that's about it. This is Get a Life Astrology with TMZ, teaching everyone abundantly, empowering many, Zakia, enlightening every day. Let's get with this energy. Check out my weekly. Please, if you have not subscribed to this channel, subscribe. Check a like, leave a comment, get this algorithm going, share the video as well. Thank you always for sharing this video, Boog. And, find me on Telegram in the Real Talk Real News group, or send me, hit me up and let me know you want to join, and you just got to download Telegram. We're about to get it popping, y'all. I know I feel these energies. I'm hype. It might not say that I'm hype. My lips are dry because I need some water, but I'm hype.